Oh, well, never mind. All right. What's good? What's good, y'all? Welcome to the RPGM podcast, aka the Rickey Show. And today's topic, man, I'm gonna hop right into this because I feel like this is something that, two of my favorite topics: music and relationships. Something I like talking about every day, all day, right? So today's topic is my body and my baggage, right? I know as soon as you hear that, you may be thinking about, oh, we're talking about losing weight again and getting fat. Yes, all that is part of it as well. But with baggage, when you open up the packages, there's inside the baggage, there's always something. There's trauma, there's drama, there's situations. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right? So I want to introduce my good friend, right? And I want to say why I'm doing this in a very slow, intentional way, because we've had a lot of offset conversations. She's a musician, I'm a musician, and I'm gonna give our guy a shout out. I know he probably go crap his pants when we tell it, but shout out to Mason. We met doing the Mockingbirds gig, right? And there's some people you just kind of vibe with, right? And I was like, man, she seemed like a cool person. So small conversations in between breaks here and there, maybe about, let's say, 24 gigs, right? About 24 gigs. We just had small talk. And I was like, she has a lot to talk about. I can tell. Why? Because I know these things. I could tell people who I just vibe with. And we have a lot to talk about, right? So she has a lot going on online. She's a musician. She's a songwriter. She's an artist. She's a super highly energetic and very talented person. So I want to welcome to the show my good friend, Sheleah Monea. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate you having me. So excited.
I can tell you.
A little nervous.
No, what are you?
I know. You know, here's the thing. Yeah. I joke because I stream live on my TikTok.
Right.
Follow me, Sheleah Monea.
Yes.
I go live on TikTok a lot, but I don't love, as much as I love talking, I don't love talking. I don't know if that's the Gemini in me.
Yeah.
I get tongue-tied sometimes, or I go on tangents. Right. I get derailed. So sometimes I'm like, this is why I'm a singer.
Yeah.
This is why I sing.
But even when you're performing, right? I think I like to use the word, we say we're nervous, right? I'm always nervous. I say anxious all the time. Cause that's totally normal for me.
Yeah.
So I just look at it like, I'm going to have a really good, exciting time.
Yeah.
And I just learn how to just channel the energy. And I do it often. You'll hear it throughout the show. I just run on. I just keep on. I gotta tell myself to stop. So
we both do the same thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's going to be a great show. And I have to watch it because I know for a fact we may stay on one topic the whole time. Like, we're not going to do that. We're going to just move around on purpose, right? All right. So I have a segment. We have a segment we like to call Would You Rather? And okay, Would You Rather is actually one of my favorite segments, right? Let me tell you why. It's a great icebreaker. And as a life coach, I tell people often that, look, it's not my job to judge you. I can't tell you what to do, what not to do. I could throw a lot of suggestions out there, but my job is to help you understand why you think the way you think and why you feel the way you feel, right? So Would You Rather is a perfect opportunity for you to say how you feel, how you think. I can't judge you. I can't be like, that's wrong.
Right,
just your perception.
Even though I'm sure that it wants to come crawling out.
It's one of the things, that's something I work on. This is why I had to check myself on a regular basis.
Oh my goodness, you have a flaw? What?
Yes. Look, we're going to talk a whole lot about all our flaws. Right?
You already know.
I have flaws, and I don't mind sharing them, and we're going to talk about my flaws later. And I think people who act like they don't have flaws, I'm like, you're lying.
Everybody got something.
Let's sit and talk for a second. I'm gonna find something. I'm just gonna hit a little nerve, and you be like, it's all coming out. All right. So
don't make me cry. I'm not trying to fix my makeup on camera.
If it happens, it just happens.
I know.
I've cried plenty of times on camera. I'm talking about ugly snot crying. Like,
oh, I believe it.
Yeah, and I just let it out, boogers and everything.
Getting all in the beard.
All of it. It's nasty. It's nasty. All right. So, would you rather? Right. So, would you rather? It goes like this. Okay. Again, I'll give you a scenario. You get to pick and choose how you respond to it. Okay. Again, it's not right. It's not wrong. It's just your perception. That's it. If you see me make an ugly face, that's just me.
Because you're an Aries and you can't hold your... No, you know?
That part too. All right. So would you rather? Here we go. Would you rather be with someone who challenges And I'm sorry. Would you rather be would you rather be with someone who challenges and grows you but hurts you at the same time, or be with someone who confronts and stabilizes you but never pushes you to evolve?
Ooh.
I'm gonna read it one more time. And I don't read these on purpose. I'm gonna tell you what, I like to get the spark and the authentic, response. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Would you rather be with someone who challenges and grows you but sometimes hurts you, or be with someone who confronts and stabilizes you but never pushes you to evolve? What you got? Which one?
And you have to choose one, huh?
That's his life. You got to pick and choose something.
See, I'd like to pick option 3.
There's no option 3.
Neither.
There's no all of the above.
Okay. Dang.
That's a tough one.
It is a really tough one because I can actually think of my own relationship that I've had, and I can actually see both things in both of those questions, things that I've experienced. Do you know what I mean? I guess if I really, really had to choose, I'd probably go with number 1, because I do like a challenge and I want to grow. But I don't want to be hurt, obviously. Like, are we talking emotional pain? Are we talking physical pain?
Right.
What kind of hurt are we talking about?
You know what? Let's pause that question right quick, because Aaron came up with Aaron, what type of hurt are we talking about here?
It's up to interpretation, but I will bring a clarifying point. The second question is someone who comforts and stabilizes. So I don't know if that's going to do anything, but the word is comfort, not confront.
Oh, okay. That was my, see. I told you
context matter. Hey.
I got a fly, but I kept moving. Right. So yes, I misread that. All right. So someone who comforts and stabilizes you, but never pushes you to evolve. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to go with number 1 myself. Okay. Let me tell you why. Because I believe that in order for you to grow, you do have to get hurt. If there's no friction, there's no fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you can't put your hands on me. I'm sorry.
Right. Because I'm like, but also if you are being hurt over and over again emotionally, that can take a toll and not help you grow either. That can actually shrink you. So it's like,
that's what
how far are you willing to take that pain and that hurt? Like, what kind of hurt are you allowing or getting or comfortable with? Because growth is uncomfortable when you're really trying to do the work.
That's very true. Right. That's why I said it's situational.
Yes.
And it's very perspective based. And so, like, for everybody who's going through something, it's like somebody like me, I'm like, give me a little bit of hurt. Because I respond sounds bad to say out loud. I respond very well to
How are we going to trauma dump that one today?
Oh, it's going to happen.
Talk to Dr. Monea.
So give me a little bit of hurt, because the hurt for me is clarity, right? It makes me uncomfortable. It stings a little bit. And I said this earlier. That's why I put that question out there, that statement out there in the other podcast. The problem is the answer, and the answer is the problem, right? Yeah. We look at things as a problem, but I'm like, no, that's actually the answer.
Right.
So just go ahead and face the problem. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little bit of hurt. Punch me in the chest every now and then. I'll be okay.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
And throw the alcohol right on there. Yeah. I'll be okay. Good. All right. So second one is, would you rather hold power and face moral compromise? Why am I stuttering my words today?
It's me.
It's that part too. And it's the fast. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
No, it's okay. You got it. And you're not drinking water.
No water.
Dry
no
fast.
Food.
That's no joke.
Man, so for
Salute
everybody, thank you so much. For everybody that's going through Ramadan, you get it. But I don't let that be an excuse. I just keep it moving no matter what. That's what I got, cotton mouth.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, honestly, because I've done dry fasts, and I notice my singing is affected when I do it. So I don't do it as much as I'd like to.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this is how I make my money.
Fact. We're going to talk about that as well too. But that I just like, why am my mouth?
That's what it is.
But it's okay. It doesn't matter. I take on the challenge. It hurts. So I'm going to take it.
Right. There it is.
It's all coming together, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Give me the pain.
There it is.
All right. Would you rather hold power and face moral compromise, or stay ethical but powerless? That's a tough one too.
That is a tough one.
You came with it today.
Dang, Aaron, why are you trying to make my brain cells work right now?
The idea. You also have to think too, life will happen. And there are times where you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And these questions, at least as I think of it, it really just shows where you're at.
Yeah.
Yep, that is very true. And I do that with a lot of my coaching clients too. It's just like, let's just see where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then based on how you respond, I'm going to do this. If you respond like, I can't give that to you. Because again, that's that part of me that has to be patient with people. Because sometimes I don't want to be patient with people.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm like, you should be doing this. It's like, everybody's not where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's to say you can't change your mind either, right? Like maybe you come to an answer today and you're like, man, I don't like that. I have to admit that that's the answer. So I'm going to change like after the show.
And it's okay to change.
It's okay.
It's okay to change. Oh, I forgot. You got to sing for us at some point in time. Okay. All right. What you got? Which one?
My first instinct is to go with number 2. Just because, unfortunately, what I see, and even going on in the world right now, sometimes when you do have power, it makes you make decisions that you maybe shouldn't be making, you know? If you're talking about morals and what you deem as moral or unmoral, because everybody's morals are different. Whatever you think is, acceptable, somebody else is like, no, everybody's perception on morals are totally different.
Right.
And even with, because I see you talk about it a lot too, when you're posting your post about different religions and different things like that, different religions may have different morality thoughts. And who are you to say that yours is more correct than the other? And I think that's what the biggest problem is, unfortunately, in the world right now, because everybody wants to be correct. Everybody wants to be correct. And there's ways to, try and find that, so I don't want to be powerless. Who wants to be powerless? I don't want to feel like I can't do anything, but I'd rather try to stay true to me at my core than not be true to myself just because I got a little bit of power.
There you go. You know what? Perfect answer. And so for somebody who may like disagree and be like, well, yeah, well, let's do, but if you don't do this thing, you're not right. I'm like, first of all, shut up. But more like, but on a serious note, especially when it comes down to religion, right? I always look at religion like this. It's just, it's a way for you to find yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're whatever it is, it's a way for you to find yourself. And I started looking at it like this. And I said, I had to give this illustration. I said, just imagine a bunch of people in a big house eating the same food, breathing the same air, sleeping at the same time, right? But then everybody hates each other. That's how the world is.
Yeah.
I was like,
100%.
Like, bro, we all live on the same earth, breathe the same air. But because I decided to sleep with my clothes off and the windows open, I'm a bad person. Like, no, you got a problem. Like, I've learned to accept people for whoever they are and whatever they're doing. Like most recently, like I'm a new Muslim. I tell people like, but what you don't understand is once you get in it, it's like really being a Muslim just means to submit your will to God. Right. And Islam literally just means a lifestyle. It's just a lifestyle. That's it. So it's like, oh, you don't believe in it? It's a lifestyle, dummy. Like, relax. You know what I mean? So, and then the whole moral thing, that's why I said, give me the power. I want the power.
I got you.
Because I want to be able to help people who is not going to judge me based on what they think is right or wrong, right? Because there's somebody for everybody.
Right.
Like, if you don't agree, that's fine. Cool. I can't help you.
Yeah.
But if you do agree and I can help you, I have the power to help you.
I got it.
My whole purpose is to be able to help people.
Of course.
And you can't help people when you're broke.
That's true. You can't. I mean, at least,
I could just everything's going to be okay. Give you a hug and a comfort. That's cool. No, you're broke. You need some money. Here you go. Let me feed you. Let me take care of this. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. But this whole like, oh, that's not right because you didn't do it this way.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't argue with nobody anymore.
Whether you think it is or it isn't, You're right.
100%. I told y'all this was going to go. All right. So we're going to take a very, very, very short break. Oh, no, we're not. Let's do this. We have to do this. I'm sorry. My bad. So we have to do Rhythm and Real Talk.
Oh.
All right. My bad, y'all. Rhythm and Real Talk. Again, y'all I'm not asking for y'all forgiveness. No, but I'm just telling y'all we said this earlier. I don't have a flaw. I do have tons of flaws, but I've learned to move on no matter what. I don't care what happens in life.
Right.
I just keep moving, right? So
if you make things weird, then they'll be weird. You don't have to make things weird. Right. And I have maybe later on when we talk about things, I have a funny story about making things weird.
We're gonna after our break, we're gonna go right into that funny story.
Okay, cool. I think you kind of you have an idea of where I'm going with this. This is the thing I would talk about on my TikTok a lot. Gotcha. So you have an idea.
So we're going to talk about that.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is so true. So people who make situations awkward becomes extremely awkward. You know, like, so even with like public speaking or meeting somebody for the first time, it's like if you make it weird, it's going to be weird.
Right, exactly.
But if you just decide, like, you know what, it just is what it is. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
The situation like fixes itself really, really quick.
Definitely.
Right. So this segment is called Rhythm and Real Talk. So this is where we pick and choose a song. Okay, that registers with our mindset, with our energy, with our feelings, whatever. We're both musicians. We know how music works, right?
Yeah.
Music is our expression. We get it out. How we think, how we feel. Even with your most recent album, is an album?
Just a single. Just a single. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a method behind it. There's a reason why you wrote that song, right?
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that later too. So I like to pick and choose a song that registered with you today, this week, at some point in time, right? So for me, this week, I've been listening to the same thing over and over and over, right? And I've been listening to Singing Bowls. I've been on my meditative type stuff all week, right? So if I don't have to learn a song, thank goodness.
Right. Can I, real quick, I'm sorry to interject, but it's just, you're a musician. We have to learn songs sometimes for whatever gigs.
Right.
Do you find it that when you're not having to, I mean, I'm assuming so just based off of what you're listening to, that sometimes you just don't want to listen to music.
I don't want to listen to music.
You just either need to hear a podcast or you just want to hear nothing. You just need to hear your thoughts because you're constantly having to listen to music when you're learning it or you're playing it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need.
I just don't want to hear anything. And then, like on another level of like understanding how frequencies and sounds and music work, right? If you listen to everybody else's words and their sounds, and it just kind of gets in you, like, and then you hear these songs, like I don't really like this song, but I gotta learn it and play it.
Yes,
right.
Always.
And it's kind of annoying. So when I have a moment to not learn a song, I listen to nothing.
Yeah.
It's either instrumental jazz music or, like I said, this week was just Singing Bowls. I would just sit in the car and I just play it, and that's just the frequency just like calms me. Yeah. And it just puts me in a place of like, I can meditate. I don't have to hear no particular beat. There's no song, no words. I just want to hear that one sound over and over and over. So that's what I've been listening to all week. What about you? You got anything?
What have I been listening to this week? Well, I have, so I'm known for my she mixes. It's basically a Sheleah Monea remix.
Okay.
So I take a song and that's already out and basically just, put my own spin on it.
Correct.
Make my own lyrics. So the song that I've been listening to is the original song because I got a she mix dropping.
Okay.
Very soon. I just did a little promo for it yesterday, but it's going to drop soon. And that song is called A Perfect World by the Kid Laroi. And it's the moment I heard it, he's not an artist I typically listen to, but I was actually looking for a song one day, posting a story on Instagram. And I was looking at the trending sounds and I saw A Perfect World as a title. And I was like, I'm just curious to know what this sounds like. I listened at the moment I heard the music because it has like a throwback 80s, 90s kind of vibe, which I love, but also current phrasing, current, how the delivery.
Yeah.
So I latched to it. Plus, I can kind of relate to the topic at hand. So that's been the song that's been in my constant rotation. But also for selfish reasons because,
you're going to remix it.
Yeah.
Can you do us a favor? Can you sing a part of it?
Oh, A Perfect World.
I mean, why not?
I just put myself in that one, didn't
sure
I?
did. I was waiting for you to finish. Be like,
that's funny.
Know?
Can I get a sip of water real quick? Can I be a diva for a
yeah,
second?
Yeah, get your sip of water while she prepare to give us a sample of her unique skills and this particular song. Yeah, I did. I was waiting for it. I said, as soon as she finished, I'm gonna ask her to sing it.
That's so funny. You're so good one. Good one. Good one.
You know, I'm attentive. What can I say?
You are.
Yeah.
All right. So,
okay. How's it go?
Can you put some reverb? No, I'm just kidding.
She wants some reverb.
Put some auto-tune.
You're a natural at this.
No, I'm messing. All right. In a perfect world, said we'd have it all figured out. Baby, I could be your girl. And if they talk, let them talk, baby. Ooh, I hate the way you're trying not to love me. Ooh, just saying, boy, I know you're thinking of me. In a perfect world, but you don't think that it's worth it, babe.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Hey.
And on that note, we're going to take a very short break and we'll be right back. That was perfect. And we are back.
Okay. Oh, wait, I can't hear myself.
Can you hear now? You good?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
And we are back. I hope you enjoyed that quick snippet of a song from our awesome, wonderful, dope guest. All right, so we're going to hop right into this conversation. That's what I need, Aaron. I need like some cues.
You do.
Some
we need to
sound
get
effects.
Yeah. You know.
That's what I'm looking for next. Next show is going to be like cues and sound effects. So we left off with talking about a weird situation. Matter of fact, before we get into that, I want to just recap on what we're talking about today, right? So my body, my baggage. We are both musicians. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about the industry and everything that we have experienced in this particular realm in this time in life, right? But you left off with talking about a weird situation, which I'm pretty sure is going to segue into something else. So give us that story that she started talking about earlier.
Sure. So, you know, an important lesson I actually learned from one of my most recent exes is that, you know, if you make things weird, then they'll be weird. You know, you don't have to make things weird. And I really, one day when he talked about it, I was like, I love that. And it really does make such a difference. You don't have to make things weird. Or not little kids, you know. So
I could tell.
That being said, I work out a lot. I care about fitness. I care about my health. And as somebody who has been up and down my whole life, pretty much, I was in my up phase around for a while after just dealing with what I was dealing with. And I was really intentional about my workouts. Because one thing about me, even when I've gained weight, I still worked out. But, you know, you can't out train a bad diet. It just don't work, as well as, you know, where I was stress level wise and emotionally. There was a few things tied to it. So once I started actually going back to the gym intentionally and not for, I feel like, the wrong reasons, but what I needed to do to feel better, is when I started to seeing results. And then when you let go of baggage, it's like, whoo, everything just kind of like feels natural. So anyway, the reason why I bring all that up is because last year, in March, I noticed a man at the gym and I was like, he's kind of fun. Like, how have I never seen him before? I come here all the time. Why have I never noticed him? And he slowly became my number one gym crush. And so I got to the point where I would talk about it on my lives, and everybody's like, just talk to him. I was like, I don't think, maybe he doesn't think I'm attractive, maybe because I'm too big. And I get in my head about that, and that runs deep, unfortunately. But I'm getting better.
You're talking about your weight.
My weight, and people, you don't know how many times in my life I've heard, "Oh, you're so pretty, but ... Yeah. And so that takes a toll on you when you've been hearing that at such a young age. Or I've had exes, a particular ex's mother tell me, because she loved me, she hated, and to this day I think still hates whoever he's with. If you just lose a little bit of weight, maybe. You know what I mean? So the baggage with that stuff runs deep. People just don't understand. They're just like, well, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Nobody sees that. I mean, I'm getting better.
Can I pause you right quick?
Yes,
I want to ask a question because I've experienced that. It sounds weird coming from a man. It was like, no, I get it. Because somebody like, you're so attractive. But if you lost weight, you would be more attractive. Right. That's the thing about it. So did you ever... Let's just go there right quick. Did you ever lash out when somebody says that? Did you have a moment where you was like, if one more person says this to me, I'm going off, right?
No, I always internalize it. And I think I never lashed out in terms of at anybody for it.
So when you internalize it, you held on to it.
Yep.
And that's part of the baggage of somebody saying, okay, you're so pretty, but you're overweight, which in their eyes, you weren't attractive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
or all my worth is about my size. Like, you could be worthy because you are pretty, but but so not quite.
Right. So how did it affect you in your day-to-day life? Or
it affects me even to this day. Like right now, I made so many strides and I was doing really well, but I got sick in the middle of December, and I had to be technically on bed rest, and I was on all these. I had to take a prednisone and things like that. And I just, I haven't been 100% the same. So I know I picked up a couple of pounds, but I'm still like, you know what? It's not going to change me. I'm still grappling a little bit with the feeling because it's so embedded in me.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not going to let it stop me from doing what I need to do, because I have let how I present, because I get really self-conscious about the camera. Just, not wanting to be in front of it. Like, I've had songs, or I didn't want to put out songs or do things because I didn't want to be in front of a camera promoting it.
No, that makes a lot. I get it. And I put this post up a while back where I took a picture of myself. Well, I had a picture of myself from 2016 or 17 when I was really big, when I was 360 pounds, and I was playing drums, and a guy got a side shot from me.
I hate other people's pictures of when we're on stage.
That side shot messed me up, honestly. And I was just like, yo, my stomach was sitting on my lap. And I'm like, that looks disgusting, right? And true story, I talked about this in the previous podcast. Most people know this, but I'm not gonna bring it all up again. But a huge opportunity I had in LA didn't happen because I was overweight.
I believe you. I totally believe you, because back in 2012, I actually worked out in my favor. I actually ended up on 106 and Park.
Really?
Yeah, I was on 106 and Park singing one of my original songs on their Wild Out Wednesday series. And I had an audition. And at that point, I was on a weight loss journey, and I had lost some weight when I auditioned. But I remember after I sang my song, I guess the producer of the show started talking to me, and he was like, blah, 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 blah. You're great, but, it just maybe think about how you'll present. And he started talking about basically my body, and I'm thinking, I actually just lost. But
it wasn't good enough for them.
And then, so when I wasn't hearing back, I was like, wow, they didn't pick me, not because I don't have the talent, not because obviously, like, I mean, I don't think I'm an unattractive person, right? But he didn't pick me solely because maybe I'm not skinny enough for TV. But so I was getting really upset about it. And then I finally got an email. But when I ended up showing up, and it's funny because I probably lost body fat, but I didn't lose numbers around that time.
Right.
And I remember I was frustrated because I didn't quite understand that the inches, I should have been checking my inches. I should have been checking certain things. Right. But he was like, oh, you look great. Yeah. Like, and I'm thinking, I looked great before. No, but you know what I mean? Right. It reaffirmed that, you were maybe possibly on the fence. You wanted me because of what I can bring, but you had to make sure you subtly said, hey, I'll give you the opportunity if you look good.
Right. So, so let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
There's obviously some judgment. There's obviously stipulation. There's obvious, some character issues when it comes down to picking artists for the music industry, right? This is why I'm kind of a rebel, obviously, with a lot of things, right? And we know that health is wealth, and looking good and feeling good does matter, right?
Of course.
I'm just a firm believer that, like I said, once I can see that you're a lot more comfortable with yourself now.
Yes.
You're a whole lot more comfortable with yourself.
Well, can I say something real quick too? I was just telling a couple of my friends this recently. Never in my life, like, don't get me wrong, have I been told I'm pretty and stuff before? Yes. Yeah. But in the last year, the amount of people, strangers, people I know, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. But I think it's because I finally just, I think my aura is changing a lot.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's what people are seeing. I got a few aura points, for the youngins. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I feel like is different, because I would get complimented saying I'm pretty even when I was bigger, and I've gotten complimented before when I'm thinner, but the consistency of it and the amount of times I'm hearing it, and it's nice to hear and all. I mean, I don't, you have to believe it. It's a certain, but I think my aura has changed a lot. Honestly, you've known me the last few years, so
that's why I told you before. I said something's changed. You know what I mean? And I can see it. I can see you've been working out and all these good things. And I said it does matter. Take it from somebody who used to be overweight. We know this. Right? When I was a fat boy, again, I did not like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. All the different things, right? But once I lost the weight, started looking better, confidence did go up. I still have, I gotta call it fat boy syndrome.
Oh, we'll always have that little person inside of us.
Look, let me gain 5 pounds.
That big person inside of us.
Literally, it's a big person inside of a little person that is dominating your thought process. So if I gain 5 pounds, I'm like, look at you, just fat all over again.
That's exactly. Listen, it's just that mental gymnastics that we do.
Right. So, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier. The hurt actually works.
Exactly. I get it.
Because it's like, look, I see you. I see that belly hanging out again. And it's like, all right, get back on your plan. Do what you're supposed to do, right?
Yes.
So here's what I like to look at it like this, because you're going to always be flawed by somebody.
Of course.
Even when you got the perfect body, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I see your perfect body, but that stretch mark, I see it. You know
that's how you like.
Oh, look at you, little bumpy tumpy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're always going to be, again, flawed by somebody. So my thing is this. When your aura and your energy changes, and when you be okay with yourself, you don't need a whole lot of people to like you.
No.
Like, there's 84 billion people in the world.
Exactly.
You don't need 0.5 of
I just need people to like my music.
Plug.
Sheleah Monea.
Yeah. And here's the real kicker to all of that. When you really like yourself, people start liking you.
That's true.
When you are like somewhat like avoidant of embracing the person that you are, people avoid you.
Yep.
You are who you are. How you act, how you feel, how you think is what produces anything.
Right.
So if you're constantly in the mirror and being like, oh, I don't like the way I look. Oh my God, look at me, I look fat. You know what? Every time you step out, people could be like, oh, look at the way she look. I don't know, she look fat.
Right.
Like, it's the yin and the yang. How you think, how you feel, how you act is what manifests everything. So I'm like, just start changing simple things about yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be Miss Olympia.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to go put the 2-piece on and be like, look at me.
Yeah.
None of that. Just be more confident in yourself.
Exactly.
So what was the one thing that you changed that made you immediately start changing your aura? What is the thing? We talk about the baggage. We kind of go back into the story.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll make sure I try to tell the quick version of the other story. But it was a few things. It wasn't just one thing.
Okay. Let's go top 3. What's the top 3 things that you changed?
Top 3 things that I changed is that I can't control anybody else but myself. So I have to stop trying to figure out why certain things happened, why people have done what they've done. You know, I can only try to figure out why I'm making the choices that I'm making and why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
So once I just started focusing solely on me with that, that helped.
Right. Hey, before you answer part number 2, let me ask you this question. Do you think, well, we know people deal with it, and with you being a woman in the industry, do you see that common trait amongst a lot of women? Who may be struggling with the same thing. Like, you know, like you said, I'm pretty, but I'm not perfect. And I'm trying to, it doesn't necessarily have to be music. It just be in life. You know what I'm saying? They can't get over trying to.
I think it's the confidence thing, because I've seen people who have what I think is a great physique, great whatever. And they're like, oh, you know, picking themselves apart. And I've seen people that maybe somebody would say things to them, but because they are how they are, like they just come across, you know,
like they don't care.
Yeah.
It's super confident.
Honestly. Like, so I've seen both spectrums with women in this field. So
yeah, gotcha. What's number 2? What's the second thing you changed?
Second thing I changed is I got real with myself with my depression. And I decided to go and seek help with and you know, I realized that maybe, you know, my serotonin levels are a little low. They need to kind of raise up a little bit. And so I'm not afraid to say, I know a lot of people have their thoughts about it, but I am on an antidepressant. And it helped a lot. It helps. You know, it doesn't take away your feelings. It doesn't change you. It just helps me not sink so low, I guess. So, you know, and don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of challenging things that happened, and since being on it, you know, deaths and other things. So of course, like I've had to kind of up the dose here and there. I still feel, but it's just, I don't sink to that super low place where my brain starts telling me you're not worth it. And I just wasn't worth living life like that.
Right.
I have to, if I'm going to live, if I have another, you know, 40, 50 years to live, how do I want to live my life? Do I want to be miserable or do I want to be happy, happy as I, you know, whatever happiness looks like.
Absolutely. I'm glad you comfortably saying that.
Yeah.
And this is just you being in your truth, man. And I tell people this often, like they hear me talk about, you know, holistic living, but I'm like, that's for me.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's working for you, if it's working for you, well, hell, do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go through hell if there's an opportunity to live through heaven.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not against therapy. I'm not against medicine. None of these different things.
Yeah.
If it's helping you to function, here's one thing I like to say, right? When it comes down to like substance abuse and drugs and different things like that, right? People will shun somebody for saying you're on antidepressants, right?
Yes.
And be like, oh, you just weak. And like, but you drink every single weekend.
Right.
Like you are substance abusing every single weekend.
You're trying to calm down or numb or quiet the voices in your head with some kind of substance, whether it's alcohol, whether it's any other recreational
drugs, recreational drug. So when
food, and food is my go-to. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big like other stuff. Food is my drug of choice.
Food is your drugs.
So,
and especially nowadays, food is just really.
Especially, you should see my explore page on Instagram. It's just cinnamon buns and cookies and bread pudding.
Hey, but that's your truth. Look, that is your truth, right? And if even somebody like me as a trainer, as a coach, nutritionist, all the different things, I teach people to utilize their vices.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if you really just not finna stop eating sweets, Cool. Let's figure out what time of day you can eat your sweets.
Right.
How can you eat it?
Right.
Because you're not going to stop, right? Same thing with smoking and anything else. Like, you're just not going to stop drinking. Okay, bet. Let me just adjust your meal plan. So, because I know for a fact you're going to drink every single day, right? Have your glass of wine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't have this many carbs, A, B, C, D, F, G. Just make it work for you. So I'm not against going and get the prescription that you need in order to function. You know
of course.
If you got to function.
Yes.
On the other side of that is this. So the same thing like with any type of drug. My thing is this. I know people who are doing prescription drugs and non-prescription drugs, right? Mm-hmm. And they can't function.
Yes.
I'm like, you can't function. So that means that's not for you.
Right.
Same thing with alcohol. If you cannot drink alcohol and be calm, if you're an angry drunk, if you're a depressed drunk, that's not for you. You got to figure out what actually works for you.
Yes.
So go to a therapist.
Yes.
Go see my personal prescription, and that way to do this is this. Don't shoot me out. Don't come for me with this. But I think it goes like this, right? If you have a depression or you're having a personal issue and it's preventing you from moving forward, I think see a life coach, okay? Then a life coach should refer you to a therapist. Therapist should refer you to a psychologist. Mm-hmm. Psychologist should refer you to a psychiatrist, okay? Because that's how you're going to get the medicine. But if you just go straight to the medicine, it's like, we need to figure out what's happening with your daily life first, right? Because I'll sit back and be like, yeah, of course you ain't got no energy.
Yes.
You don't eating 500 calories a day and you don't drink no water.
Right, exactly.
Of course you could be tired.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, hey, how about you try to eat?
Yes.
How about you try to drink?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel better? Yes. You don't need medicine. You need food.
Yes.
You know, so now that you're on the antidepressants, you're moving forward, like you feel better about yourself now, right?
Yes, it helps.
It helps.
Helps me just do what I need to do. It kept me focused on what I need to do for myself.
Exactly. So when you started, you can go back into the other story, but like what immediately changed when you just accepted, like, I have to be on antidepressants. I want to be an artist. I want to move forward. I just got out of a relationship. All these different things that I want to do. So do you have like a checklist of things right now that you feeling better with your regimen? Yeah,
I mean, I got a little sidetracked, in the end of the year into the beginning of this year, but I'm starting to kind of get back on I do much better with routines.
Yeah.
It helps keep me in line and disciplined,
Right.
So, because discipline will always win over motivation.
100%.
Sometimes I really do lose motivation. Like I kind of lost some motivation after a while. I'm like, I have all these projects I got to do, but I just don't even want to release them right now. But I'm like, nope, you have shown that you can be disciplined. Like there was a time when with my watch, I finally kind of had to just not let the watch control me because I'm a Fitbit girl. Mm-hmm. And one day I hit, I always try to strive to hit at least 10,000 steps and beyond. Right. Mm-hmm. So one time I got the notification like, oh, you've hit 10 days in a row. And I'm like, let me try to make it to 30 and give myself, because sometimes I would like to give myself like at least one day, as long as the total steps for the week equals, a certain amount.
Certain number. Mm-hmm.
I got so obsessed that it literally, like, even when was sick, like with, the vid and all that and other stuff, I would still get up and just get my steps and move just to see that stupid 10K. But I had to let it know that it was me doing it. It's not the watch,
right.
I've realized I am that type of person. If I truly believe, it will get done.
Yeah.
So I have to just remind myself of that. And I also think that's what helped with getting out of the fog that I was in, because once that fog started to clear up, I realized I can make anything happen as long as I believe that I can do it.
Yes.
And when there is a will, there is a way, and your girl will always try to find a way to do it.
Yes. And as long as you have, this is why I'm big on this now, especially in my phase of life, having a realistic plan, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, and then a support system.
Yes.
Like, we definitely need that. You know what I'm saying? Having somebody to hold you accountable is huge. And especially wherever you're trying to go in life, it's like, this is my thing. I have to get to this particular point in life. But if what's the plan? I don't know. Well, you ain't getting there far, my friend.
Right.
Who is your backup?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me and God. Well, God will get you there, but God is also a perfect planner. You know what I'm saying? God is the planner of all things, right? So let me ask you this question. I'm going to take a quick detour right quick. Now that you're feeling good about yourself, single, Okay. Got all these projects going on.
I'm not looking for anybody right now. I need to heal.
Right.
That's what every toxic girl says.
Right. Actually, I'm glad you said that. So now that you're in your healing phase, do you see, and I noticed this is kind of a common trend, like when somebody starts feeling good, that's when other people start coming around. You know what I mean? Go ahead, say it.
No, go ahead. No, elaborate.
Yeah, but this is so true. So light attracts like beings, right? When you start feeling good, especially as I'm talking just honest as a man can tell when you back on it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we know this, right? So
I have another funny story that just popped up. We need like a 2-hour segment.
I figured that. So there's two different type of this is for women and for men. There's two different type of guys in this particular, like, let's say dating phase, right? There's the man who is the predator, like, I'm coming after you, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a guy who actually just, let me say it correctly. There's the guy who just wants you just to want you.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Just the experience,
right? And then there's the guy that's like, wow, she's really fixing herself.
Yeah.
And she's in a whole new place.
Yes.
I want to take care of her.
Yeah.
Those are two different type of guys.
Tell me when that one exists. Where I can meet
that's
him.
what the question I was going to ask you, but clearly,
where are you? I don't know. I'm not really looking for anybody right now, so that's probably why.
Right. So now that you're in this particular space, are you getting those type of guys, or what kind of guys are you getting?
What am I getting?
And because you're an artist too, so you're out there in front of people, you're singing, performing, always looking the part. I'm pretty sure you get approached. You know
what? Again, as long as I've been doing this past year was the first year that's really happened. But again, I think a lot of that is just my aura in general.
Right.
And because I'm not necessarily looking for anything, I'm sure that helped.
Yeah.
But
because you're not looking, you're getting it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Too late.
What? Huh? So anyway, no. Listen, okay.
This is the perfect example of, like, I don't want to talk and I want to talk about it.
Listen, the best way to find out, like, nitty gritty is through the songs that I write.
Gotcha.
Especially my she mixes. Okay. Those are inspired. Like, the one that's going to come out is totally inspired by a real life. So yeah, gotcha. Some kind of on the recent side.
Okay.
But what I'll say is I've noticed that I tend to attract unavailability, which lets me know, obviously, which is why I'm not really looking, is I'm still unavailable emotionally, I believe. So I attract a lot of people who they have no business trying to talk to me.
Elaborate. Tell us what you mean.
Basically, they already have somebody special in their life that they have no need to try and, approach me.
Yeah. So you're attracting the opposite of you. Well, no, you're attracting the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I say that a lot, even in my relationship coaching business. I'm putting that out there. I have a whole new thing that's coming out really, really soon. I'll tell you about it later.
Excited.
Oh yeah. This is about to be amazing. But a lot of times, like, we want the thing that we're not ready for, right? But we are attracting the thing that we currently are.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're somebody who's trying to fix yourself, 9 times out of 10, you're going to attract a fixer. Right. But then understanding who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm fixing myself and that person is fixing themselves, are you willing to put up with that person fixing themselves?
Right.
And then most times the answer is no.
Well, not at this point.
Yeah. Right. So,
I already tried.
Right. So here's another way to look at it. Here's an extra way to look at it. Right. Because we're supposed to always be fixing ourselves.
Always. Yeah.
Right. So when do you get to the point? Here's a very rhetorical question. Okay. When do you get to the point where you allow yourself to say, you know what, it's okay for me to date again?
I'm not against it technically now. I just say that I'm not looking, like, as somebody, and I can say this with all my chest, I have never been, like, on a dating app or anything like that because, I just got out of a very long-term relationship, not just any relationship. I got out of a marriage and I was, we were together like pretty much my whole adult life. So I never had to worry about that. And then being single and hearing horror stories from family and friends about or online, the stories, I'm like, yeah, I have no desire to want to put myself out there. Plus also what I do. And because I'm so public, I'm afraid of, I don't know. I don't want somebody to try to be like, oh, that's that singer girl that I see. I can't pronounce her name, like, oh, let me try, I don't, that's part of why I don't do that. I'm not saying I'm not, I've actually become friends with people because of social media in real life, but, so I'm not opposed to meeting somebody because, we've connected maybe on social media. I just want things to be as organic as possible.
Right,
and
right.
I thought I did experience an organic situation that happened in December. I thought it was very organic. I was at a gig, actually. Speaking of Mason, it was a Mason gig. But I met somebody caught my eye. And then after the gig, I was going to leave, but I came back to just check out the band that was after us. And that guy was there and he started talking to me. So, and the conversation flowed naturally. I like something like that. Like I would love to just have a nice organic situation,
right?
Whether it ends up turning into anything or not, I would just prefer that, but I'm not opposed to dating. I just don't think I'm ready for a serious commitment right now.
Yeah.
Considering I'm really trying to make things happen for myself emotionally. I'm trying to be better emotionally. I can't be a good partner to somebody if I'm not good to myself. So I'm trying to be better at being good to myself.
That's really good. I'm glad you said that. And I think, not everything I know, that should be the goal for every single person.
Correct.
When you start to figure out that I'm really not good with being me, don't be with nobody else.
Right.
Yeah, be yourself and work in your full authentic gift. That's just why you're a musician. Do your music thing.
Yeah.
Like be 100%.
That's what I'm trying to just focus on.
Right. And that way, when
I am not trying.
Yeah, you're doing it. And that way, when somebody meets you at where you are, it's like, well, she was already doing it. This is something I don't like about people. Then we almost got to wrap it up. But
yeah.
I don't like it when people try to change who you've been being.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, like if this is who I was when you met me.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's like, why you got to wear that on your gig?
Right.
Or why you got to talk to this person?
Exactly.
Or why you got to stay there after this?
I always say it's going to take a really special, strong kind of man.
Right.
A very secure man. Especially as I'm working on my security as well, because I don't want to be that insecure woman like, well, who are you talking to and who are you following and why are you liking that picture and why are you doing this and why? I don't want to be that. I've been that person. It's not worth it.
Right.
But I also don't need a man saying you found me on TikTok live and you liked how I looked and how I was. But as soon as you're my man, you're like, oh, why do you got to go on live? Or why you have a little bit of cleavage on? Why is your dress so short? Why do you have to wear that on your album? Why do you have to have that guy in your music video?
I was doing this.
This is who you wanted to get to know. This is part of the job.
Right.
You have to trust me enough and have security within yourself enough to know that if I'm for you, period. And, but I think open and honest communication goes a long way.
Yes.
And that's something that people, especially in this day and age, just don't really like to engage in because nobody wants to hurt anybody, right? So they don't want to be honest.
Now you see why I'm saying take the hurt.
Yes.
Take the hurt. Yeah.
I'd rather rip the Band-Aid off.
Give it to me. It'd be okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a part I love and don't like at the same time. This is our final thoughts. I want you to tell me, what did you take away from the show today? And what do you want people to learn from you and your personal experience?
What I took away from the show today is we need much longer than an hour to talk.
I figured that.
I can be a chatty patty and so can you.
Right.
We obviously have had numerous off-camera conversations over the years.
Right.
What I want people to take away from me, and this is just how I feel in general, is because there have been plenty of times that I want to quit in life. I've had, I don't talk about it often, but I've had those moments.
Right.
Or sometimes I want to quit music. I've taken breaks from music for long periods of time. But when it's inside of you, when it's part of you, there's still, like I said, if there's a will, there's a way. I want people to continually believe in themselves, no matter how dire the situation seems to be, how hard, how low in the ground you think you are, right. If you can see a little bit of light, you can get out of that hole. You can keep going. It doesn't matter how old you are, how big or small or whatever. Like, you just got to believe in yourself. When you truly do believe in yourself and you work towards it, other people will believe in you. And I just want people to know that it's okay to believe in yourself.
Good. I love that. And I'm going to share this, and I say this often. A lot of according to our title, My Body, My Baggage, a lot of the weight we hold on to, physical weight, isn't just fat.
Right.
It's emotional weight. Trauma. It's trauma. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you let that thing go, you're going to drop a whole lot of weight. And then you can finally start being the version of yourself that you know you're supposed to be. So drop the baggage. That's people. That's thoughts. That's situations. That's insecurities. Just drop the baggage. As soon as you drop it, I guarantee you're going to feel a whole lot better. It's like taking a really... No, I can't say that.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. But when you let go of that shit, it just feels good.
It does.
So just
feels good.
It feels good. Just let it go. Let it go. All right. Where can we find you on social media? What's your main platform? Go ahead and plug all your tags in there.
All righty. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Sheleah Monea, SHELEAH MONEA. Sheleah Monea. You can literally find me everywhere. I am heavily on TikTok. I go live often there. I go live from certain gigs. I go live at home. Listen, I'm all over the place on my TikTok lives. I can sing. We can play games. We can get emotional, get vulnerable. I tell a lot of stories. People love my story times because they know that there's probably a song connected to it. You can also find me on Instagram, also on Facebook, YouTube. And then if you are wanting to listen to my original music, which I really hope you want to, you can find me on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all the streaming platforms. Sheleah Monea. My latest single is Closer. It's a steamy music video.
I actually like it.
You do? It's nice, right?
It's chill too.
It's cool. It's steamy, but nothing too crazy. Right. It's nice. So go check that out. And awesome. I do have some things in the works, and I really think that people will love this project, and mainly because I love it.
Right.
So if I love it, they'll love it. And yes, Closer was inspired by
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So
all right, you guys. We had an amazing talk, and yes, we do need longer than an hour.
I know. I didn't get to tell you the funny story.
It's going to happen. So, Aaron, as always,
if there's a demand,
we got to have another part 2. That's when
for sure
we're going to have to bring it back and run it all again. But if you guys need a life coach, a personal trainer, a therapist, or just somebody to talk to, somebody to hold you accountable, I am your guy. Anything? What happened?
No, I'm saying you.
I'm like, you just pointing to me like, I got something.
It's true.
Okay. Yeah. But when it comes down to your mindset, becoming a better version of yourself, I'm your guy. You hit me up. Matter of fact, you want to come on the show and talk? Let's talk. But you got to have something to talk about. You can't just be like, I got something to say. Hit me up, man. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.